Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Moving Back series. Today I'm going to have an interesting discussion with Paulette, or should I call you Afia, because you are back home.
Call me Afia.
Afia, she likes Afia.
I love it.
So I'm going to be talking to you about women in tech, because you do tech stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so first of all, obviously we just discussed your name. So are you Ghanaian?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But I'm in love with Ghana.
Okay,
All right?
okay.
So my parents are from Jamaica.
Oh.
And when I came here first in 2013, I just fell in love. There was like a spiritual connection.
Yeah.
And I just felt at peace.
I feel like a lot of Jamaicans actually say that. Honestly, like so many of them just find peace here in Ghana.
Yeah,
Are
definitely.
there a lot of similarities? Is that what it is?
It's identical. It's really. I went to a place near a brewery. It was. I think it's Upon.
Okay.
Oh, good, yeah. But anyway, it reminded me of back home, the parish of St. Mary, near Enfield and Natta Bay. And I was like, oh my goodness, this feels like Jamaica.
Yeah.
And like the food, the people, and just the passion of when we're working with and dealing with the Ghanaians. It's so similar to when I'm home in Jamaica. So.
Wow. So why did you pick Ghana over Jamaica? I know that's a tricky one. Everyone's like, oh, you have to ask me that.
Do you know, that's a very good question, because my family is in Jamaica.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But nobody is here. So interesting. I wanted to try something new. I wanted to explore, because my father always told me that sometimes you need to go different parts of the world. Yeah. And Ghana just seemed like the place to be. And so that's why. And and also I've been here before.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was going to ask you what put Ghana on your radar.
I've been to Ghana before, so I knew what I was going to.
Was it a holiday or?
Okay, I came for literally. So literally, I came for only 4 weeks. So I wanted to go back to Takoradi, and I wanted to do a STEM event with the school that I did last time I was here. Okay. And I was staying in Achimota, Maple Leaf Hotel at the time.
Okay.
And the sun just kept kissing me.
I know,
and I'm
beautiful.
I'm like, it keeps kissing me, but I'm able to still work remotely. And this sun is just kissing me. And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to stay. So my daughter said, Mum, like, stop mucking about when you're coming home. I said, I'm not. And I didn't return.
Really?
So literally, no, I didn't return. Well, I went back on holiday, but this was the place to be, and I set up my business. Wow. I set up life here, and I'm absolutely adoring it. It was the best life.
It's amazing.
The best choice.
So tell me, how did you decide to go into tech? Is it something you always wanted to do? Because women in tech, I feel like it's quite new, it's quite fresh. I mean, it seems to be kind of male dominated in my opinion.
I understand.
But tell me a bit about it. How did you get into it?
So I got into tech when I was really, my father was the one that empowered me, and he was an engineer and he was a mathematician. So he's always like, there's 6 of us, always made us do our timetable, always brought us the latest tech game. I remember Pac-Man. I remember even playing all the games that my dad was like, yeah, you've got to learn this, you've got to be able to problem solve. Yeah. And then as a child growing up in school, I was very good at computers, especially like creating code, algorithms. That was something it was just something just different. Yeah. And I was a bit inquisitive, and I wanted to solve this problem. I was not going to allow it to get
inquisitive. It means nosy.
That's it. I was nosy. And then
I use that word on me all the time.
Yeah, we're inquisitive. That's the correct word, right? Yeah. And then so I think from as young as 8, I've always loved computing. I've always loved maths, science.
I love maths.
Yeah, so that's how I really got into it, Dad. And my mum was a teacher at the time, and she always inspired us. And then I went on to do my degree and my master's in it. And I became my daughter's teacher, teaching her computer science. I was a director of ICT. And one thing, the reason why I wanted to get into it, because I realized that I was the only black woman who was a director of ICT, who had a master's, who had an MBA. And I was thinking, no, there's something not right. I'm thinking, am I the only one? I'm talking about 2003, So I've been in this for very, very, I know I look young, but, but I've been in this for a very, very, very long time. And there was nobody like me. So I thought, no. And then I realized that I was doing exceptionally well within the education, that my girls, especially my black girls, they were always getting, at the time, GCSE was A stars. They were all getting, even the examining bodies were calling me and saying to me, "These girls are outstanding. What are you doing in the classroom?" So I thought, if I can do this for 30 girls.
I think it's because you were relatable. They can relate.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, they did. They did. Because I was a young black woman at the time, and I made it so interesting and fun. Yeah, we got involved with different hackathons. We did STEM competitions. We travelled. We did lots of stuff with the girls, and also having my daughter as well. You know, I was able to teach her and her friends, and they did exceptionally well. So that's how I got into it. Then I thought, well, if I'm doing this every single year, consistently getting the results. Every single year, outstanding, like 100%. We used to boast about it in the directors. It's okay, she got it 100% again. So I thought, okay, then, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm going to leave education and I'm going to set up my organisation, which is Academy Achievers. And it was initially for my daughter and her friends because I wanted them to do really well. And by setting that up, now it's gone global. So now I'm seeing more black women, they're all coming out saying, "Paulette, it's good to see you because I thought we were alone." But also, I was able to sit on like different executive boards. I was a NED, non-executive director, leading on information communication technology across the boroughs, in Newham and in Lewisham, leading like young people. I was doing exceptionally well. And I'm thinking, is it still me? Like, come on, something's not right. Something's not right. And then I met a woman and she said to me, "Paul, what you're doing is outstanding." I thought, "Oh yeah, whatever. She goes, "I'm going to do something for you." And then she nominated me for an award, Wind Trade Award. And I won it.
Really?
Yeah, woman in engineering.
Talk about validation.
Validation, credibility, girl. So since then, I've just been winning awards. So last year, I won the KPMG Black Achievement Award. I've just won. They gave us a cash award of 25,000. I just won 2 weeks ago a major one called Changing Women's Lives, global one.
Really?
Yes, girl. And I won the Shepreneur one from Ghana, 2021. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've won a lot of awards, and I've just been nominated for the National Diversity one in the UK.
That's amazing. So, like, did you have a plan to do all this stuff, or you've literally just fallen into it?
Okay, I love that question. I had a plan, and it's called the Be Me Digital Inclusion to raise 1 million Black women and girls aspiration in STEM and Web3 by 2030. But we're scaling up. We're working with industry. So I'm working with tech companies literally across the globe. And my black women are coming together and saying, "Paul, we want to help." So we've got ambassadors. So we're just scaling. It's blown out of, not control, but it is awesome because it's popping now. Young women, young girls. We've done a lot. Even when I come to Ghana in 2021, literally the first week that I came, we did a STEM event. Yeah, we did it in Takoradi, and we got permission from the Ghana Education to be able to lead the Be Me Digital Inclusion program across Sekondi and Takoradi.
Wow.
And we did that, and we've been working since. So
this is amazing. So I feel like goals are scary because your goal has to be bigger than where you are currently. So when you decided to write your goal down, did you feel silly writing it, like, okay, can this really happen? Did you have your doubts as you were going down the line?
No, I didn't, Della. You know why? Because I was passionate. Because I think when I started to, I'll tell you why I was so passionate. When I read the World Economic Forum, and I realised that if black women did not get digitally equipped, they would be displaced, especially with COVID, the pandemic, what's happened, and all the disadvantages. Then I started to read that black women were not represented in tech. The digital skills gap were getting bigger, wealth gap, earning gaps, pay gaps, girl, housing gap, mental health gap, health gap. I said, no. I got annoyed. I got really annoyed, and I wrote that strategy, that 10-year strategy, and I sent it over, spoke to my directors, the chair, and they were like, "Wow, this is a strategic plan, this is big." I said, "We're going to do it." And this is where we are. We're in the third year of the phase 2. So what we're doing now, we're working across schools in London and in Ghana, and we're offering the Be Me mentoring, where industry leaders come and mentor the young girls. And it's a 12-week program. Growth mindset, CV writing, interview techniques. They also get to. It's a whole package. They get to go to London tech trips. On my LinkedIn and the Academy Achievers, you see them going to the different tech offices. They get to spend a day in the life of a tech person. They get to hear from women, who will be able to inspire them on their career journey. We're having our first tech event in London on the 11th of October. We are also doing work experience and apprenticeships for young girls. And this is going to be replicated in Ghana.
Right, because I was just about to ask you, so what's the biggest thing that you would like to achieve here in Ghana?
So in Ghana, so far, what we have achieved is that we're working with young black women, we're African women, they are black anyway. And what we're doing, we've been offering training in HTML, CSS, Java. We've been doing different tech events on a monthly basis on NFTs, what Web3 is, blockchain, the metaverse.
Right.
And these girls have been involved and got involved in different spoken at different conferences. They've been able to lead different sessions and co-host with me. So for me, it's creating that passion for young women, because the women that I'm working with, they're graduates, and a lot of them got first-class degrees, and they have computer science, they have engineering. These girls are absolutely phenomenal. So my biggest thing is to give them a voice, to give our African women access. They need access in terms of digital accessibility. They need the devices. They need opportunity to get the jobs and to be paid well, because they work hard. And they give their all, and they are so intelligent. So that's my biggest dream.
How do you incorporate maybe children that don't even have access to computers, or access to, they don't have money? Some children don't even go to school, so how do you incorporate them to be able to give them a fighting chance to?
Right, that's an excellent question. I can't do that alone. This is why I need the big tech companies to be able to look at the social mobility aspect of it. How do we support those young people who don't have access in the different regions of Ghana? We need big tech companies or big telecommunications organizations to put their hands where their money is, and give to those communities. They need data. Right? They need to survive. And these women are innovative. They're creative. We need to get the grassroots skills. Because no point us trying to work with what we've got, because it's not working there. Let's go to where they are suffering. Because they will tell you what their needs are. And then they will be able to be the ones to be the creators. That's what we need. And that would be my biggest achievement, is that we all come together and create a collective impact. It's not about me. Because I could have got, I've got letters behind my name. I could have got the big jobs. I don't want that. I want to see my children, and I want to create a 500-year legacy of impact, social impact, where in the next 20 years from now, we have someone saying, I was inspired by the BME Digital Inclusion Program, and I want to create another 500 years of legacy, and let's see the next person come.
That's amazing. So how did you, once you reached Ghana, how did you hit the ground running? Because I feel like that's a problem for a lot of people when they come here. They don't know where to start, because they don't necessarily have a network of people that are going to introduce them. They haven't gone to school, because when you go to school here, it's a big thing, because you have a network and they support you all the way through. But if you haven't had that, how do you come in and make a space for yourself?
I think it starts with having that, doing the research. So for example, when I was in the UK, I had I've already set myself up. So I had my business. I knew how to set up one and have a governance structure. I had an organization chart. So I knew what was going on. So when I came to Ghana and I looked at the High Commission, the Ghana High Commission, I looked at the website, I thought, hold on a minute, it's exactly the same as the UK. Everything. So literally, I just followed the same procedure. Simple. So whatever I did in the UK, I replicated it. Came to Ghana, I spoke to the necessary people, and also I'm a serial networker.
Okay, so, I thought so. She's making it sound too easy.
No,
okay, so how do you network here? What do you do? Give people some advice. How do you do that?
The Ghanaians are very friendly. You just go and talk to them. And when I started to talk to them, I met some key people. I remember, I don't want to say their name, but there was a key person that I met, and I just started to talk to him. He went, Charlie, you're important, or he said, you know your stuff. And I started to do about tech. He goes, no, this is so important. And he said, you know what, I'm going to connect you. And that's what happened. They started to connect me. And everybody said, no, you're in Ghana. And people said, no, we're going to please meet this person, please meet that. Right. So literally, and then I was invited to go and speak at different events. And then I was connected to another person. And then I would just go and speak to anybody. That's just me. I would speak to anybody and make it happen.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. It sounds like you're doing some amazing stuff, and I know you have a long way to go. I know you haven't quite got there yet, but you're making really great strides. This is amazing. I love that.
Thank you.
So tell me about your experience in Ghana. Is there anything that you found tough being here?
Not really. I just think it's just being able to adapt, isn't it? I mean, we've got the issue around living costs, but that's globally, right?
Yeah.
Housing was a bit of an issue at first, trying to understand and navigate. I couldn't get my head around paying the rent up front. I thought, like, where people
tough one. Like, you have to get bulk money like that.
How do you do that? And now that, you know, the request is 3 times. People are going through stuff, and I just think that was a bit of a challenge because I saw a lot of my friends were saying that they really couldn't afford to pay that all at once. But everything else, I really haven't had any issues really. Personally, I haven't. It's about being adaptable and just getting on with things where necessary.
And you've been here 3 years, so.
Nearly 3 years, yeah.
3 years, wow, you're doing amazing. Okay, so tell me one thing that you absolutely, I know you talked about the sun kissing you, but just tell me something that you absolutely love about Ghana that you feel like people would love if they were here.
I feel at peace. Just feel at peace. Can you imagine when you're able to just work? Despite all the noise, I feel at peace. And that's where I produce more effective.
Absolutely. I fully agree with you. Okay, this is my final question now, okay? The real final question. What advice would you give to someone that perhaps wants to move here and doesn't know where to start, hasn't got a network? What would you say to them? I
would say plan, okay? Make sure you've got your stuff in order at home, wherever you are. Make sure your bills are up to date. You've got money saved. And then start to research the country that you want to live, especially Ghana. Understand what's happening. Read up on the news, because the news atmosphere out here is exceptionally well. They're very, very up to date, and they keep you posted. And I say do that. Go on Facebook. Facebook is key. Facebook is king at the moment, especially with the diaspora, and especially moving to Ghana, because there's a lot of helpful people on there. Do your due diligence. Nobody's perfect, and let's not just keep blaming a country. You get bad in every country, good and bad. So it's a bit boring when you keep saying, oh, don't trust this person. You have to do your due diligence, and you have to speak to people. And when you start to speak, do your research, find out what they're about, where they live, who are they. Don't just hand over your money like that.
That's so true.
You've got to really, you really got to know who you're dealing with. And I think that's what I did. So I always ask questions. And when you start to ask people a question, they get uncomfortable. Why are you asking so much questions? Because I want to know. And then they realize, okay, I can't muck about with this person. But I do that. That's the general rule. When I used to live in Switzerland, I did that as well. When I was in Jamaica, when I went to Cuba, I did that. And that's how I was able to be safe. So my advice is, do your research, due diligence, and talk and meet people, and just be friendly, smile.
That's right, absolutely. I fully agree with that. I love the smile part. So where can people find you if they want to know a bit more about you, they want to follow your journey?
Sure. Go to, you can find us on academyachievers.co.uk, www.academyachievers.co.uk, Instagram, Academy Achievers, Twitter. You can also find us on... you can find me if you want to find me, the Disruptor, on my LinkedIn, Paulette Watson, MBA, or you can find me on my Twitter or my Instagram.
Lovely.
Paulette Watson.
Lovely. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me this morning. I know you have some big things happening today, so I'm not going to keep you too long. We won't say what that is. She'll let you know later when the time's ready.
Thank you.
But no, I do appreciate your time so much.
So,
guys, that is the end of today's video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I've really loved speaking to you so much. You've encouraged me. I'm like, man, I've got to go home. I've got work to do. I've got things I need to plan and do, and like write my 10-year goal and all of that. I need to do that. So anyway, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment, and share this video. Until next time, we are out. Nutitfafa.
Peace.